What's up, y'all? Riley here, and it is manga haul time, so stay tuned. Alright, so like I said, manga haul time. In this video, we've got some stuff from, I think, the end of October and the beginning of November. I haven't really separated the two, so I don't know. Some of these things might be older, some of them not. I don't know. I'll mention it as well as I can, just for people's interest. Side note, though, going into this video, really exciting. Over the weekend, just a few days ago, my channel hit 10,000 subscribers. So that is really awesome. Thank you all so much for all the new people to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. Everyone who's been here a while, thanks for sticking around with me. You guys are awesome. I am so happy to see this channel grow into something bigger, and I have so many things that I'm excited to do with the future of this channel, so please stick around. I hope you guys enjoy the stuff that I'm putting out there. All that said, I should probably do some sort of a celebratory video and not just like mention it offhanded in a video, just, oh, hit 10K. So we'll see, I might do something later. But anyway, just mentioning that, putting that out of the way, giving thanks where it's due. Now let's talk about new manga that I got in. So I've got a couple stacks here. This is stuff from a couple of orders, and I've got some more stuff on the way. Now, before I talk about it, for the past several months, those of you that have been with me, I ordered my manga off of Right Stuff Anime, and I've been doing like a full month pre-order at once, and then I sit there kind of annoyed that my pre-order doesn't come in until the end of the month, so I'm really behind by the time that I get new stuff. And then I realized I should probably just not do all in one, like the whole month at once, and I should probably just pre-order each week or whenever the new things come out so that I can benefit from having those books early, because oftentimes Right Stuff has stuff early. So anyway, that aside, let's see what we got. So volume 20 of Fire Force, this is by the same creator who did Soul Eater. So this one is a really popular anime right now. I don't usually watch anime based on manga, but I know that this one's really popular and is supposed to be extremely well animated as well. And then from Dark Horse today, I've got Mob Psycho 100 Volume 6. Of course, this is by the same creator as One Punch Man, though it does not have the same artist as the serialized version of One Punch Man. This has the writer One does all the artwork on here, which I differentiated by saying the serialized version of One Punch Man because originally One Punch Man was a webcomic, a web series that had the art from the writer as well, just like Mob Psycho 100 does. So this is a really great series, really enjoyable, from Dark Horse, and we're closing in on, I think, the halfway point, because I think it was 16 volumes total, so we're at volume 6 out of 16 if I'm not wrong there. Another one that's coming towards its conclusion pretty soon, Haikyuu. This is volume 41, and this series ended, I believe, with 45 volumes in Japan, so we are fast approaching the end of this series as well. Also from Viz, from the Shonen Jump line, volume 23 of Black Clover, always a really fun shonen manga to be reading. We've got volume 18 of Demon Slayer. This one has also ended in Japan and is being released monthly at this point. The 19th volume is due out first week of December, but I think it's already available on like Right Stuff and stuff like that if you want to order it now and get a jump on it. This one I think is 23 total volumes long. I know a lot of people in comments on my videos are always like, I thought Demon Slayer was done. It is done. It's done, but the series is still being published physically in English. Then we've got Dr. Stone number 14. This one is another great one that I really enjoy reading, and unfortunately it's gotten to the point where it's a little bit too close to the Japanese release, so they're slowing down the release schedule to be every 3 or 4 months instead of every other month. But either way, I still really enjoy reading this series, and I can't wait to read the new volume. I actually have 2 volumes that I need to read right now to start catching up on that. And then we've got from Masashi Kishimoto, the Samurai 8 series. This one got canceled in Shonen Jump magazine after just 5 volumes worth of material, so this is volume 4. Volume 5 will be out pretty soon, wrapping up that series. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I definitely jumped on it just because it is Kishimoto, and I wanted to see what he had in him after Naruto, but this has not really been the greatest thing in the world. Also, news about Masashi Kishimoto. He is taking over as the writer on the Boruto manga. The Boruto manga is not written by Kishimoto, it's just based on his concepts and stuff, but he is going to be taking over as the full-time writer. So a lot of people are really excited about that, and I hope that he does a good job of kind of bringing more of his energy to that series, and because it's been decent. I've had fun reading Boruto, but it's definitely not reached any of the same heights, even close to the same heights as the original series did. So it'll be fun to see what happens there once Kishimoto comes back on. Anyway, next I've got volume 17 of The Promised Neverland. This one is a fantastic series. I know the anime got a little bit of traction as well with the first season. This one is coming close to the end. I think it's 20 total volumes, so just 3 more volumes after this one, and that one will be done. All right, and then we've got a lot of stuff over here. These are my larger trim size books. These first 3 are not new volumes. Basically, I needed to fill out my cart on Right Stuff because they changed the minimum order to qualify for free shipping from $50 to $75. And I was close enough that I didn't want to pay for the shipping costs because their shipping, I think, increased in price as well. But anyway, that said, this is a series that I haven't finished yet. I haven't caught up with the physical releases, I should say. So I grabbed 3 volumes of Terraformers, volumes 10, 11, and 12, and I think it's over 20 volumes at this point, so I'm still a little ways from being caught up with that, but I've read the first few volumes, really enjoyed it, and I was excited to get some more because I just needed something to fill the cart, and I was like, oh, Terraformers is a good idea, I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see, then from Kodansha I have Cells at Work Code Black Volume 6. This is the first spin-off for the Cells at Work series that has made it into the US. Now I think 1 or 2 other spin-offs are going to be printed physically. They've already announced that, and then more than just those that are getting printed physically are going to be released digitally via like Comixology and stuff. This one is the mature reader series. It is rated for 18 and up on here because it deals with a lot of more mature subjects, dealing with, you know, drugs and alcohol and like sexual things that might happen to the body in question in Cells at Work. If you don't know what Cells at Work is, it probably sounds weird me not mentioning what it actually is, but if you're not familiar, basically it follows kind of like Osmosis Jones style, like the cells and different things in the body are anthropomorphic, basically. They're humanoid, and we get to follow them as they do their jobs, hence Cells at Work. So this one follows those cells doing things in a body that is not so well taken care of, whereas the original series was a body that was more, you know, healthy and stuff. So that's why this one gets the 18 plus rating. Anyway, talked enough about Cells at Work for one video here. Moving on, I've got volume 6 of Drifting Dragons. This is one of those kind of adventure series that also leans a lot into cooking and food and stuff like that. Kind of like Delicious in Dungeon. This one focusing more so just on capturing and eating dragons, whereas Delicious in Dungeon was about all kinds of monsters and stuff. But really fun series, kind of a light-hearted series in a way, and also really great artwork throughout. And then I've got from Square Enix, because they are also publishing manga, High Score Girl Volume 4. This is out of a 10-volume series, I believe. This one's really fun. It's a good kind of look at retro gaming and stuff through the eyes of these characters. Basically, this young guy who loves video games meets this girl who is also really great at video games, and they form this friendship / rivalry, and it follows them through their youth and stuff. So we're almost at the halfway point of that series. And then moving on to some of the bigger books, we've got the 7th out of 9 hardcovers of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable. Very exciting news, and I made a video about it a little while ago. They did announce that Part 5, Golden Wind, will be getting a print in English as well. It looks like it'll probably be the same type of release as these. It'll probably be the hardcover, double length, 2-in-1 type volumes and stuff. So that's really exciting to see. Always fun to find out when Viz confirms that they're doing new JoJo stuff. This next one is a book that I don't remember when it was originally solicited for, but it has gotten pushed back literally every single month for, I want to say, almost a year at this point from when it was originally solicited. And at this point, I almost gave up on the fact that it was ever going to exist, and it was more like just a joke that every single time it would get pushed back, I would, you know, send a screenshot of the email to my friends, and I was like, well, this one got pushed back again. And some people might know what I'm talking about. A lot of people probably don't. And that is Kaiji, Gambling Apocalypse. This is volume 2. This collects, I think they're each 2 volumes in one, so this collects volumes 3 and 4 of the first part of Kaiji. I really enjoyed the first volume, and there is a loose film adaptation. It's a Chinese film. I think it was called Animal World. That one was, if it isn't now, it was available to watch on Netflix, and I really enjoyed that as well. Even though, like I said, it is kind of a loose adaptation, it was really fun to watch. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed Kaiji, and I was bummed when it got pushed back. But at this point, I'm like, man, I've waited like a year, I feel like, for that volume to come out. So I'm not even upset anymore. I'm just surprised that it exists at this point, like I mentioned. Let's see, one more around that trim size. I've got the second volume of the Perfect Edition for Soul Eater. Each of these Perfect Editions collect 1.5 volumes out of the original 25 volume paperback release. So these are these slightly oversized editions, and this is also published by Square Enix, so the rights transferred from Yen Press over to Square Enix with these hardcover releases. I had never actually read Soul Eater prior to reading the first of these Perfect Editions, and I did enjoy it. I didn't think it was perfect, I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever, but it was fun. I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the concepts and stuff, and I'm looking forward to reading more. I don't know if I'll stick with it all the way through, I'm not sure just yet, but I enjoyed it enough that I want to at least read the second, maybe third volume to kind of just solidify my opinion on it. And then we got 2 more big ones here. First, I've got a big paperback. This is volume 10 of Sailor Moon, the Eternal Edition. This is the final volume of the Sailor Moon Eternal Editions. This wraps up the main Sailor Moon title. I really like these big paperbacks. They have a really great production value for the Sailor Moon series. Collecting the entirety of, I think it was originally 18 volumes for the original series, and then there were 2 volumes of bonus material, like little one-shot chapters, short stories and stuff like that. So altogether, these 10 volumes collect basically that 20 volumes worth of material. I think I got the numbers on that right. I think it was 18 and 2. There is one more book that's going to come out that's connected to this series, and that is the Sailor V Eternal Edition. Sailor V was a series that preceded Sailor Moon. It focused on Sailor Venus before the rest of the Sailor Scouts came about. So I'm really looking forward to having that on the shelf in a few months when it comes out so that I can complete this set. But if you're only looking for the main series, then this is the final volume of Sailor Moon. And then one more book, and I actually haven't even busted this one out of the cellophane wrap yet, but I finally got this in. Some people, I think I got 2 or 3 questions on videos asking me when I was going to get this book. And I was like, well, that's kind of up to Right Stuff at this point. But Blade of the Immortal, the hardcover deluxe edition from Dark Horse. This is in the same style as, see, I haven't taken it out, so it still has that on there, as the Berserk and Hellsing hardcovers that they've been putting out. This is the 3rd title that they have done this hardcover release for, so hopefully this isn't the last title that they decide to do this for, because there's a lot of books that I would love to see get these hardcover releases from Dark Horse, like Trigun and Gantz and other stuff as well. But I did own the paperback editions, the omnibus editions, the like 3-in-1 paperbacks. I did own the entire set of 10, but I decided, just after having the Berserk and Hellsing volumes and knowing how beautiful those were, I had to get this. Now, 2 things that people note on this book. Number 1 is it does have a flat spine, and whenever I do an overview of this book, I'll probably mention that a little bit more, but I did want to point that out because I'm sure I would get comments or questions about it. It does have a flat spine, so that does mean that it doesn't create that eye hole that Berserk or Hellsing would when you open it up, because it has binding that's glued to the spine, basically. So it does make a little bit of that eye hole in the spine there, but not nearly as much as the others that I'm talking about would. It stays open just fine, so I wanted to note that because, like I said, I'm sure people would mention it and ask about it for anyone that doesn't have the book yet. But I don't know if this is going to be the standard going forward. I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks or so when everyone starts getting the new volumes of Berserk and and Hellsing, or if this is something that they're only doing with Blade of the Immortal. I don't know if it's because they switched to another printer or something. I have no idea. The other thing that people will mention is that it does read from left to right instead of right to left. Now, the reason for this is because Dark Horse put a ton of work back when it was originally being published into flipping this. It's not a simple flip like something, for instance, like Ronda 1/2 was originally. This is something where they painstakingly flipped every single panel so that it would read properly from left to right instead of right to left. Now, this was done years ago, decades ago, back when it was first getting translated into the US, and that's why they did this, because they were worried audiences would not take to reading this quite as well if it was in the original right to left at that time. So they put a lot of work into making sure that they could make it the best possible product as possible, and Samura actually signed off on this and all that stuff. He was happy with the way that it turned out, basically. So that's why this is flipped. I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed with that, but it's not just for a lack of purpose. There's a reason why they decided to keep it flipped. And I respect if you are upset about that. I respect that a lot of people are upset whenever these series do get flipped, and that is absolutely fine. You can pass on buying this if you want, but for me, I really love the presentation with the faux leather cover and all that stuff. These hardcovers are beautiful, and even though it is, a little bit of a shame that Dark Horse decided to go and flip it to left to right again, it's not something that is going to detract from me purchasing this book, obviously, since I have it in my hand. Anyway, that's it for my manga haul for right now. Like I said, this was stuff from the end of October, beginning of November, and I have some more stuff for mid-November on the way, as well as some early December stuff that's released early. Should be on the way pretty soon. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Again, thank you so much, all of y'all, for bringing me to over 10,000 subscribers. Very exciting. I'm happy to finally be at that number, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.